friends, today we are going to be starting drawing and coloring in our jack-o'-lanterns. So some supplies that you need is your white piece of paper, you want some markers, crayons, and a pencil, and that's all we're going to be using for today. So first I'm going to start with my white piece of paper, and I'm going to start by drawing a nice big oval in the center of my paper. So I'm going to start right in the center. I'm going to draw a nice big oval to start. Then on one side of my oval, I'm going to make a C shape that goes from the top of my oval to the bottom. Then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time a backward C shape that goes from the top of my oval to the bottom. Now I'm going to do one more to make my pumpkin a little bit wider. I'm going to go from the top of that C shape I just made to the bottom, making another C, and the same thing on the other side. Okay, there's the body of my pumpkin. Now I'm going to make my stem. I'm going to make two curved lines that go up, 1, 2, and then a curved line that connects it. And I like to add some little stripes on my stem for some detail. Now, in the back and underneath my pumpkin, I'm going to add some grass, so maybe a zigzag line or some spiky lines for my grass. Maybe some down here too to create some texture. All right. Now, once I'm done drawing my pumpkin and the grass, I'm going to trace my pumpkin and the grass with a marker. I'm not going to color it with the marker. I'm just tracing it to get a nice dark outline. Kind of like tracing it with Sharpie, but this time we're actually using the color it's supposed to be. So I'm going to trace my pumpkin with the orange, and again, I'm not coloring with my marker. I am just tracing it with my marker. Okay. And for my stem, I'm going to use the brown. Again, I'm just tracing it. I'm not coloring it. And same with my grass. Okay. Now to color my pumpkin, I'm going to be using two different shades of orange. One is called a red orange, that's my darker color, and the other one is called yellow orange, or just regular orange would work too. So I am going to start by taking my darker orange, and I'm going to color around the outside of each shape in my pumpkin. So I'm going to take that, and it kind of looks like a reddish orange. Just going to color it around the outside here of each shape inside my pumpkin. So each one of those little crescent moon shapes and that oval. I'm going to start by just coloring it with my darker orange here. Don't have to press super hard because we're going to be blending it in with our regular orange. Here. All right, next I'm going to take my regular orange and I'm going to color in the rest of the space. I'm even going to color in on top of where I had my dark orange too. This way where the darker orange is, we kind of get a shadow where sometimes the details are on our pumpkin. If you don't have that darker red orange, don't worry about it. Just color your pumpkin orange. Nice and neatly. One more spot. If your hand gets tired, just shake it out a little bit. I know my hand gets tired when I'm coloring. And sometimes I turn my paper to make it easier for me to color too. That's why you see me moving my paper around. All right, now for the stem of our pumpkin, we're going to take our brown crayon and we're going to color in the stem. Inside those brown marker lines that we traced. Okay, now I'm going to take my green and I'm going to color in my grass. Now, just like we did our apples, we created a shadow with our black. We're going to create a shadow on our grass where our pumpkin's going to sit just by pressing harder with our crayon. So right underneath my pumpkin, I'm going to press nice and hard with my crayon. Okay. And then the rest of the grass, I'm just going to color nice and lightly. If you want to make your shadow a little bit bigger, once you've colored it, you can. I'm going to lightly color over the rest of my grass. Okay, and you can see where that darker green is. That's going to be my shadow where my pumpkin is. Maybe I'll make it go out a little bit farther. And there we go. Now, before we finish up, we have to do our night sky. So I'm going to start by drawing a moon with my yellow crayon. If you want to draw a crescent moon or a full moon, it's totally up to you. I'm going to draw a crescent moon. So I'm going to start with that C shape. And then I'm going to curve it back around and connect it, and I'm going to color it in. With my crayon. And then I'm going to create some stars. I go down, up, over, down, up. If these stars are too difficult for you, you can also do dots if you would rather do that, because really when I look up in the night sky, the stars just look like dots to me. Go all the way around my pumpkin in that white space, creating some stars. Maybe some stars are smaller, farther away. Okay. Now I'm going to take my black marker. It's important that you use a Crayola marker and not a Sharpie marker because when you color over top of the stars, if you use a Sharpie, sometimes it sticks to it. We don't want it to. So I'm going to start by actually tracing around my pumpkin because I don't want to accidentally color on my pumpkin or my grass. So I'm going to just create a little bit of a border for myself just to make sure that I don't, when I'm coloring, color over top of this. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you are going to start coloring in that space around your pumpkin with your marker. And you can go right on top of those stars, and guess what? They will still show up. It makes the color not quite as bright, but it could be a spooky, foggy night. There's a lot of clouds. And you're going to color in all the space around your pumpkin. Please take your time when you're getting close to your pumpkin or the grass because you don't want to color over top of that accidentally. Okay? And you're going to keep coloring all this space until there's no more white space showing and all you have is your black night sky and your stars and your moon showing. Now when you are done with this, please make sure that you find a safe spot for it, either a folder or a binder or a notebook that you can put it in for next time, because next time we're going to add our face and our hat to our jack-o'-lantern. Great job, friends!